setup, if you can't tell. I am in front of the Starfleet flag, at least one version of it. And I've got my Star Trek mug, as you can see. You may or may not know this, whether or not you listen to like the podcast that I do and have heard me defend Star Trek to the ends of time. I am a very big Star Trek person. When it comes to Star Trek versus Star Wars, both are great, but I grew up with a fanatical love of Star Trek because I grew up on Next Generation. You know, with Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise. Welcome, one and all, to the definitive, only ranking you will ever need every Wesley Crusher sweater / outfit ever to be on Star Trek The Next Generation. Now I know you may be asking yourself, Amy, we don't need a definitive ranking of Wesley Crusher sweaters / outfits, but you do. What no one really realized during the first run of Next Generation was that Wesley Crusher was a fashion icon, at least until Starfleet got a hold of him and crushed all of his unique fashion style. He tried for a long time though, like he tried really hard. So I thought, wouldn't it be fun to chronologically go through every one of his outfits, rank them according to my foolproof system, and then see what one reigns supreme. Now, I'm going to try to be as fair but also as Project Runway critiquing as I possibly can. Because here's the thing about Star Trek. There's not a lot of fashion. Everything is pretty uniform because it's a military thing, you know? I thought we would go through every one of Wesley Crusher's lovely sweaters and sort of outfits because unfortunately they crushed his sweater spirit pretty much going into season 2. We'll talk all the outfits in season 1, what happened between seasons 2 to 5, and then touch on the couple other times we get to see him be his actual self later seasons. If this is not the video for you, I say try to stick it out because you might have some fun. You never know. I just love Star Trek, and I love talking about ridiculous details of Star Trek, and so that's what we're here to do. If you guys have fun with this video, we might do some more because as I was going through getting screen caps of all of his outfits, I kept noticing how amazingly Deanna Troi gets away with non-uniformal fashion choices in so many episodes, specifically in an aerobics episode. And if you want to see me talk about Deanna Troi and all of her whimsy fashion choices, let me know because that is definitely something we can do. Or if there's like another show that you would love for me to critique some people on, let me know. I've never done a ranking, and this is a ranking, not a tier list, because I felt like this was more fun for me and I get to talk details a little bit more and I get to have my own system, and you know, I like control like that. I don't want to fit myself into the format of the tier lists. I don't have issues. So we'll start at the beginning with season 1, episode 1, The Encounter at Fairpoint. Technically this is episode 1 and 2, but it's a 2-part episode and depending on where you watch it, they loop it into everything else. Also, if I look over here as I'm talking to you, that's because this is where I have all of my pictures. So this is what I like to call the potato sack of sweaters. This is quite a fashion choice to start out with, aside from being all brown with like a crotchal line emphasis in these pants. This is where I knew that he was going to be what I think I will call a space thrifting queen. He looks like he got this in the bargain bin section of Goodwill. I kind of love it. In this photo, you can see kind of the shape of it. And so it's a baggy thing. And what I'm noticing is what I think will become one of his iconic style choices, which is the cap sleeve. And so when you look closely, you see that the sleeve part is sewn in and under the shoulder area. So it's like space shoulder pads. What is higher space fashion than being able to imagine your arm socket being put together and being held together under your sleeve, right? I also like the tapering at the wrists. Like, hey, I'm 12. Make sure you understand that I have not come into any of my meat on my bones yet. That's gross. I feel like they're trying to emphasize his non-Starfleetness with this outfit because, one, it feels like this is the itchiest fabric that you would ever see. When you get closer onto it, you see that like, it looks like it's made of burlap. It looks like it's an actual potato sack, okay? It looks like someone took a potato sack or took your grandma's old couch from her basement and made it into a sweater. He just blends so much into the background of this scene where they're on a planet that doesn't come with this, you know, first season unitard that is the uniform of Next Gen in the first season, 2 seasons-ish. As we all know, space equals unitards. Conceptually, when you break this sweater down into pieces, there are parts that I like. I like the general idea of the neckline. I'm a fan of like the slightly high-waisted. I'm a fan of like mock neck. I'm a fan of some of the tighter necks. And I like the idea of the cap sleeve. I like that unique shape. I feel like they were trying to make him look young, but like a kid who's ready to be taken kind of seriously, because it feels like he's trying to present the wide shoulderedness of a bigger dude. They were trying to emphasize his non-Starfleetness with this outfit. And it's much more rural, it's much more like old-fashioned, which is why, again, he blends into the background of this. You might think he's dressing up to go down to this planet, but in actuality, this seems to be his entire style. So what are our categories to rank? We have how flattering is this outfit? Because the thing about clothes in general is that you want them to flatter your shape. Given that someone was paid to costume design this and give him some kind of personality, I'm going to give it a little bit of what I expect he was looking to be flattered by. We have style and design, basically what's unique about this outfit, what makes it good, what makes it really bad. Is it something that's worth getting? The final, basically yes or no, is would I wear this sweater or outfit? And if it's a yes, they get a big bonus in points. If it's a no, they don't lose points, they just don't get any points. Those are our 3 categories, and this is going to be our first challenger. Is this lovely sack flattering? I'm gonna say not fully, like it's not flattering, but if you look at like the stitching around the waist, it's not doing anything, but it looks like it was stretched out beyond its normal shape, and now it's like doing that weird thing where the elastic starts to kind of bubble in places. So that's not great. I do love the like slightly poofed sleeve to the tapered wrist, and I do like the cap sleeve idea. I don't think this is the most successful version of it, because I think to do that, you need to fit the chest area a little better, and the material looks so uncomfortable. Like so uncomfortable. I itch just thinking about it. When it comes to flattery of his shape, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. I don't think it's bad, I don't think it's great. It's a straight middle of the road 5 out of 10. Style and design. Like I said, I like the bunched sleeve, I like the cap sleeve, I like the basic idea of what's going on, but with the execution of it, I don't think it's a success. I'm also gonna give this a 5 out of 10 for style and design. Well, no, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 for style and design. Because it tried. It had an idea, it just did not execute well on that idea. And then would I wear this? No. It looks itchy, it looks like a potato sack, and if I'm gonna wear a potato sack, I'm gonna wear a Lucille Ball potato sack, okay? I'm gonna be high fashion potato sack. The choice of color, the choice of material, and the material's ability to hold the shape that you're trying to make is bad, and I would not wear this. It takes a lot to make me wear brown, and not this one. I think I was being too generous with the style and design, but you know, we have to accept the things that we cannot change. Actually, editing Amy can change it, so no. Final rating for this outfit, I'm gonna go back to my 5 out of 5. He has 2 different sweaters in this first episode, this first dual episode, and so the second one is a choice. Let's look at this other sweater. I'm not sure what they're going for with this. One, this is like 7 sizes too big for this kid. I get that we're supposed to understand that he's like a child, but I don't think that the way to make child read is to put him in like his grandfather's sweater when his grandfather was like 7 feet tall and broad, and he is not. One thing to look at when we look at this sweater, and I'm trying to find the right image to really emphasize it, I don't understand what these are, you know? I don't know what they're going for. Marshmallow cactus of pattern and fabric. There are more hills and valleys on this sweater than the entire state of Florida. Honestly, I think it puts the Grand Canyon to shame. I think that the Appalachian Mountains wish they could be this ridgy. That being said, the color is nice. It's like a muted blue-gray. I can dig that. But it feels so dated. Not that Star Trek is great about making their non-uniform clothes not feel dated. This is like one of the most dating things about this show. This is your grandfather passed and you took his entire wardrobe and decided that that is what you're wearing. Listen, if your style is geriatric grandpa, then own it. That's great. Going from burlap sack to this feels comfortable. This does feel like something that you would wear maybe around your house, but you don't ever remember where you got this sweater. This is like the sweater that just appears in your closet and you just accept the fact that it's yours now and bring it out on like cold winter nights when blankets just aren't enough. It's not what you wear to like the first day of your internship on a starship. Just saying. That is a very like first 5 minutes of Devil Wears Prada kind of vibe. What do we rank this? Flattering. I'm gonna give this a straight 3 out of 10. Like the color is good on him. He doesn't look horrible. It's just so ill-fitting and not in like a fashion kind of way. It's not like you got something oversized and it looks intentional. It just looks like you got something in the wrong size and were too afraid to return it. Style and design. I cannot see the point of view in this outfit. So style and design, I'm gonna also give it, I think I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. It has a design. It has too much design, but it does not have any sense of style. No offense to whoever made this sweater. I'm sure you're a nice person. Would I wear? Here's the thing. It looks so comfortable. And when you get closer to it, you see that like it looks like a pretty soft, worn material. My answer is gonna be yes. I would wear this sweater, but only in the comfort of my own home, which given the state of the world for the past almost year, that is something that I need more of and might need to invest even more so in the future. Yes, I would wear this. I don't know what that's gonna do to this final ranking, but there you have it. I won't wear a sack, but I will wear whatever this is. And now for our next challenger. So in season 1, episode 2, we have this lovely number. This feels more like what they try to do in a lot of space things, which is add ridges places. Because if you notice, if you look at the collar, it's hemmed with all of these like ridges. And for some reason, this kind of patterny shape is something you see in a lot of like fantasy, because apparently these puffy ridges are futuristic to a lot of people. He's again wearing a fabric that feels a little bit like it was a carpet. But at least this time it was a nice carpet and a clean carpet, and I think that they at least like ran it through the wash before they made it into a shirt. This one has a lot more like ideas being thrown at it, and I'm curious as to if they found this sweater or if they made this sweater. And this is why. Because when you look at it, it has a similar of that cap sleeve, but it's very, very, very toned down from what we saw in the burlap. And that is, again, like something that seems to be being built into this character as just something they go for, and something that must be like fashionable with the youth of this next generation. They seem to be like 3/4 sleeves, and so they stop here in a purposeful way, not in a my arms are too long for my shirts kind of way. What I like best about this, actually, what we're gonna call that pop collar that he has, this is why I want to know what they found and what they didn't. Because it looks like the sweater part itself, the ruggy material, seems to have been a sweater that was already there. If you look at the hems, they're very unfinished. And not in like a way that looks like they're gonna ravel apart, but just in like a stylistic choice way. And it gives it much more of I'm not quite sure how you would describe it, but it gives it much more of an unfinished, unpolished look, but then they paired it with the collar. Like it doesn't look like this is a separate shirt by nature of like when you look at it, but it looks like it's almost like a dickie, like a space dickie. The inserts, like the collar inserts you would put in an outfit. That's kind of what it looks like, because it doesn't look like it's sitting under the shirt, but the hem up here doesn't look connected. And so it looks a bit like they attached this collar something piece to this outfit, or he's wearing another shirt underneath. I prefer to think that they attached a collar to this sweater. And the way that the hem kind of sits, it kind of looks like that might be the case, but it's a very loose hem here that looks like they kind of cut off whatever the original top of this sweater was and just pasted this new futuristic sweater collar onto it. That being said, I like the color choices. I like the color choices a lot. I think that when it comes to like wearing oversized things, this one is done in a lot more casual and purposeful way than the other two have felt. It's a little preppy, but like space preppy in a cool way. What do I think of this? Flattery. I think this is the most flattering thing he's worn so far. I would give this 8 out of 10. It looks like it's made for someone around his body type. It looks like it's made for someone around his age if they're one of the people who like to dress a little more old school. Like it fits his frame, it fits his sizing. I like the addition of the shorter sleeves, so if he pushes them up, it's very flattering to him. And the color choice on him is great. These are much more flattering colors than some of the previous and upcoming ones. Style and design, I think I would also give it an 8 out of 10. I think it had a direction that it's going for. I think the execution was a little sloppy, but I like this general look. I like the half collar. I like the idea that it seems very casual, but very much like you're in a place where you're trying to impress the people around you, but don't want to seem like it. And so it fits this kind of atmosphere, and I think that it was a really good choice of thing to wear to kind of go along with what you're building for this character's visual identity, but also make it seem like he's trying. And would I wear it? Yes. I would definitely wear this one. I don't know. I like the color. I think the color would look good on me. I think the fit's okay. I probably would have to see where it hits to really know if I would love it or not, but I like the idea of it enough that yeah, I would try this. I would see if I looked good in it. We have hit one of the ones that made me really want to go through and talk about these outfits, because this outfit is a choice. This is a full-on choice. Behold this orange monstrosity. Where do we even start? Let's start with the fabric choices. We have a knit and then what looks like a sweater or a bedsheet fabric in between that goes back to knit, that goes back to bedsheet, and like we have just a line pattern, but then we also go into this braided pattern, and we have all these kind of V's just leading you down the body all the way, and I am so confused by this sweater. I don't know what this sweater is telling me except help me. When we look at it from the back, it doesn't look so bad. So from the back, you see that top color and the bottom color, and I like the doublings of colors. Like, I don't mind seeing a color play within the same spectrum. Like most things of this time period, it has a pull-in waist. Wesley seems to really like these pull-in waists as we go on, where I think he noticed that his stuff was a little unflattering, and he's like, I want everyone to know that at this point in my life, I am a svelte person, and you should know this. Honestly, isn't that what we're all trying to do and capture in our life sometimes? Just being like, hey, notice the thing that I like about myself. From the back, it doesn't look so bad. From the back, it looks like a pretty generic sweater. It's when you turn him around and go, ba-bam! Who hurt this sweater? Who hurt it in his life that it just had to live like this? I feel like someone had a bunch of scraps of fabric, like it was left over from Halloween and it was left over from Space Halloween, and they had to put it together. They're like, I want to use up all of my scraps. And it became this sweater. Wesley is our space thrifting queen because he definitely found this at Space Goodwill, decided to take it home, wash it, and it still smells a little bit like space mothballs, but he digs it. I think I would be a little bit better about the play on fabrics here if there was some kind of idea. It really looks like they did not commit. They did not commit to anything. The middle fabric that's not like the knit or the braid just gets puckered to heck, and it starts to look really puffy, kind of like a snow jacket, and not in a good way. And then you get to the braided pieces, and the braided pieces are just like, the heck am I doing here? You already had two ideas above me. Why am I here? And it just looks sewed on in a way that just like hurts the rest of this sweater. You put two different sweaters together. When you get to the sleeve, like, I don't really have a good picture to show you, but there's a line down the sleeve where it goes to the back part of the fabric and then to the front where this thing is happening. And it just feels like someone, like a werewolf, okay? I've been watching a lot of Teen Wolf lately again because I needed the comfort show. So it looks like a wolf came and just gutted this sweater. It's not pretty. There's not a lot of good things to say. Like, I'm sure it's comfortable. It just hurts him. Like, you can see it in his soul in this picture. His soul is hurting from this sweater. But I digress. What do we rank this sweater? What do I, the definitive ranker of things, rank this sweater? That's my new title. The definitive ranker of things. So flattering. I give this a 1. Only because I don't really want to rank anything a 0. I rank this a 1 out of 10. This kid has very little meat on him, okay? He is a skinny dude, and this gives him a beer belly that he does not have because of the cut of this fabric and then the tiny little thing at the bottom. Why would you do that to yourself? Here's the thing. All bodies are beautiful. Period. Your clothes should flatter your body. They should be comfortable, but they should flatter your body in a way that makes you feel confident. And I just don't see this sweater as something that would make you feel confident. So flattering, I give a 1 out of 10. Style and design. There is design. It just I was trying to come up with a pun. Whoever designed this needs to see a therapist about what hurt them in life to make this sweater. So I'm gonna give design, I'll be generous. I will give it a 3 out of 10 because it definitely had direction. It had ideas. It just doesn't know what those are at all. Commit to an idea. Commit to 2 ideas even. And let that lead you through to your salvation, your sweater salvation, because this is not it. So that brings us to, would I wear this? No, I would not. I would not wear this at all. Nor do I think we should ever make anyone wear this sweater again. Let it die a quiet, painless death. As we move on to our next sweater. That got dark. I'm sorry. That's not what this video is about. What is our next outfit? And now we've reached what I'm pretty sure anyone who clicked on this video was waiting for, which is the iconic Wesley Crusher sweater. Yes, I am talking about the rainbow top that he wears throughout the most of the rest of the season until he switches to like a proper uniform. I think it was the length of time that made this outfit so iconic, but honestly, it's very interesting to me. The construction of it is what I find almost the most interesting. So what we have here is a bunch of ideas working together to create an icon. What I find really interesting when you look at it is I think that they found a couple different sweaters. This was definitely like a handmade, most likely handmade for this show outfit. I couldn't find anywhere in episode that said it, but this feels like this was like his first uniform. And I don't mean in that they started repeating this outfit a lot, but I think this was actually like some kind of uniform to signify him as someone who worked or was studying on the ship because of a couple different factors. One, the strips along the top. So the strips are red, gold, and blue, which are the uniform colors that you see throughout the entire series. And then you see the rest of the sweater is kind of what his uniform becomes. It's very much the Starfleet kind of gray-blue colors. But I have to wonder, based on the fact that no one else here wears this, did he DIY himself a uniform? In his room on this starship, did he take a bunch of uniforms, like other uniforms that no one was using, and one of his own sweaters, and just DIY himself a uniform and start wearing it, and no one said anything to him? They were just like, that's Wesley. Started as a thrift haul person, went into a DIY sewing tutorial person. It's just to the next phase of his creator life. The reason that I postulate that he might have made this for himself is one, we don't see any of the other kids on board, because we do occasionally see kids on board. We don't see any of them wearing a similar sweater, even though some of them have to be going through this same thing of like work study, I guess, that he's doing on board. It really looks like he took like the 3 uniform colors and cut them up and made this pattern, because if you look at it, it hangs over. This strip of color is a separate piece. It hangs over the rest of it. And what I hate in a lot of the recreations I see of this sweater is that they get the sleeves wrong, because one of the sleeves has the flat band, but the other one has that little diamond shape thing. And I love that. That was taking what was a basic project to another level. Wesley has some stitching skills as he made this, but he also needed to be his soft sweater boy self and attached like his sweater top to what looks like, you know, leftover bed sheets or uniform pieces from somewhere on the ship. He raided some closets, he raided some laundry units to make this outfit and sacrificed one of his personal sweaters to kind of cobble together what he felt was like the cool way to say, I'm taking this seriously. And you know what says serious? Pleats. The thing that I kept trying to figure out, and you see it better in later episodes where he's wearing this too, he gave himself a corset bottom, sort of. Like, it's not a corset, but the shape of it kind of hits in the same place where like a corset part would hit. Like, he likes the crop sweater look and he likes to emphasize his waist. That is his style, okay? It's sweaters, waist emphasis, and given that poofy croppy top kind of look. His choice was to do that with pleats. And I find that interesting. Like, it is the actual fabric of this sweater that he turned into pleats, because it looked like he ironed it and just pleated it. I'm not sure why. Like, the rest of the sweater is great. That's just such an interesting choice. And to have it come down into a point right on top of your crotch area, it's a bold move. But that's the construction, and I wanted to talk about it because the construction of this outfit is so interesting to me. Here's the thing, I forever regret that there was this one time, like years ago, like 2015-ish, that a company called We Love Fine, and I guess now they may also be called Mighty Fine, sold a really decent replica of this sweater. They don't sell it anymore, and no one is selling it, and I can't find it. I want this sweater. Spoiler alert, I want this sweater. If you can help me find a like prop replica or like a really decent actual replica that's not just someone made a sweater and printed these onto the fabric, like screen printed on, if you can help me find one of those, you will be my favorite person. The iconic Wesley sweater, what do we think? What do I think as the definitive ranking person? Flattery. This is good. I think I give it like a 9 out of 10. I don't understand the choice to pleat, but it flatters his shape. Like, you see his waistline, it kind of emphasizes his shoulders in a good way. He started to understand how to style his body, or maybe people started to realize that he doesn't have to be a lump. Style and design. I'm gonna give this 8 out of 10. I like the style of this. Like, the pleats are the weirdest thing about this, which is why it's not like a 10 out of 10 for me. Like, in general, the style, I like the color choices. I like that it reflects the uniforms of the different Starfleet officers and positions, and I like the general two-tone sweater combo thing. I like the fact that the bands have like an accent where they're not like it's asymmetrical. I'm a fan. Yeah, I think it's a pretty strong thing. So I think, again, like, it's an 8 out of 10. Would I wear it? I think I've solved this when I just say yes, I would wear this. I think I would like it better as like a normal sweater without the pleating, but I would try, see if that is actually something that works for me. I like this idea. This is frumpy grandpa with style, and I can live that life. I love that for me. Also, can we just talk about the guy that they chose to play older Wesley and wear this sweater? This was not made for a grown man. This was not made for a grown man. This was made for a boy or an Amy. 10 out of 10 times I will choose actual Wil Wheaton over this dude. This dude is weird romance novel cover guy, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Thank you for following me on this tangent. Like I said, they pretty much stuck to this outfit for a while until he got an actual uniform, which we'll cover in a second. But there was one other thing in this lineup that I had to bring up. You see, there was a scene that we should really talk about that has quite a look. This lovely ensemble seems to be the young junior snowsuit. They come in for playing in the snow on, not sure if this is the holodeck or if this is like the other planet. It's something. I lost context in my scrub. Basically, this is a futuristic snowsuit. I love this in the best and worst way. This fabric looks so itchy. It is tinfoil, shiny, fibrous fabric that they not only made into a unitard, but a sweater vest and a workout band. What about this? Like, is this a team outfit? Were they practicing their snowball team thing? What was the thought behind this outfit? Obviously, it's a uniform. Obviously, it's something that everyone's given, so it's not just a Wesley thing. Even though it has his signature cap sleeves and it has the bands and the future ridges we already talked about, though it's a fake cap sleeve because this is definitely, you can see, like an overpiece. What, why, and who? That being said, it's one of the most fun outfits we've seen through this entire run of show. I hate it, but I love it. It's one of those things that I just stopped and was just like, yes, 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 yes. In the Disney Channel Xenon way. Yes. This is what I expect for so many different like futuristic things, because they just expect us to wear the weirdest things. And honestly, like we live up to that in a lot of ways when you look at fashion throughout the ages, but not quite this. They're definitely doing sports, because in this time, not the future time, but like shooting the show time, unitards for exercise were a big thing. There's other episodes where that kind of comes back and rings true. So this is definitely supposed to be an exercise thing. So I guess instead of a female exercise outfit, which is like unitard with the leotard over it, this is a unitard with a sweater vest, a cap sleeve sweater vest, a cap sleeve Future Ridge wearing sweater vest with a workout headband. Whatever my ranking, I love it. What do we rank our little snowman? Flattering. This is flattering. I would give it like a 9 out of 10 when it comes to flattering. Shows off his shape. It highlights like the best areas, which like is his shoulders to make him look a little bit more broad. It shows his shape well, and it doesn't seem to be riding up anywhere. Style and design. Style. I love it. But design, this fabric looks like the worst fabric you could ever wear, even more so than burlap sack. Theoretically, it would have some kind of inner lining of like a flannel or something to counterbalance, but also keep you really warm. But with the headband and everything, I'm gonna assume that this is just like itch fabric all the way through. No. Style and design, we're gonna bring it down to a 6 out of 10. All points off for fabric choice when it comes to comfortability. But like the look, the thing, it's all I want. Would I wear this? Yes, I would try this at least. Like I would take an Instagram photo in this outfit. Is it everyday wear? No, but it's definitely go to Trader Joe's on a whim wear, right? This is what normal people do. It's not a wearable outfit, but I like it. So I had to make sure we had a moment of pause for this, for this, whatever this is, because it's glorious. And I believe our next stop is our uniform. There's not a lot to say. Again, it feels a bit like he DIY'd his own uniform. This is why, like, I stan design student Wesley. Honestly, looking at his career path, he seems to be a free spirit that tries really hard to lean into the establishment, because that's what his family did, that's what his mom, his dad did, that's what his idols do. They lean into the establishment that is Starfleet. And really, he's just a soft boy who wants to express himself. So what is there to say about this? One, it's gray, which I actually really like and I think is very sleek. He hasn't chosen a path yet. So he hasn't chosen science, command, engineering, security, all those kind of things that all get a color designation. But much like his DIY uniform the first time, looks like he was like, I want to keep my soft sweater boy energy and I want to bring that into Starfleet. And he basically took one of the neutral uniforms and then just made it into his aesthetic. He's got that knit upperwear of the sweater area, as well as right inside the lining of his sleeve, he put the sweater cuff. And I keep saying he did it because you can't convince me that he didn't do this to his own uniform, and they just let him get away with it. They're like, yes, our baby boy is soft and he's trying, so we have to let him do this. The other thing I want to bring up about his DIY uniform is I don't think he's mastered pants yet. So like when you look at it from the front, it looks almost like a unitard because of the way that the pants meet the top, but it's not. In the back, they don't meet at all. There's this like gap of where the pant line at the top is supposed to meet. It's weird to me, but they obviously took the panel in the front and brought it over and in to like make whatever this fly pattern is. It's obviously made to be exaggerated, but then you go to the back of the pants where that zipper ends, that looks like there's still one piece left. That's the mile marker. That is the checkpoint for the zipper, but it should go all the way up. And the fact that it doesn't just makes it look like he can't fit his pants, or that when he was tailoring them, he just didn't do it right and was like too focused on making fashion in the front that he made oops in the back. That's what happened. In general, it's not bad. It's more flattering than some of the Star Trek uniforms that we've seen over the years. It's not as exciting, but it still has a little bit of the Wesley personality and flair. Honestly, I like it better than some of the other choices that he's made. And honestly, I think that Wesley's on his way to being a really good tailor, sewer, costumer, fashion designer person. Whatever his dream, I think he's he's well on his way. So what do we rank this? Flattering wise, I'm gonna give this a good like 8 out of 10. Like, it's flattering, it fits him, it does everything, it doesn't bunch up in the front with the normal like unitardness, and it fits, and despite the gap in the back of the pants, it's a good fitting outfit for him. Style and design, I think I would also give him, I guess, like a 7.5 out of 10. I like the basic idea, I don't understand it, and so it had to drop that 0.5 from an 8 out of 10 to a 7.5 out of 10. That being said, would I wear this? No, this is not a good look for me. If it was separates, or if it was like a different fit top, I would wear the top, but because the top of the pants are like one, that's gonna be a no for me, dude. It would not look good on me, so unfortunately it's probably gonna get a really bad score compared to some other things. I didn't think through my ranking system on this. Next outfit, other uniforms that he wore. He wore a couple different red uniforms during this whole time, so we're gonna kind of spitfire through all of them and give them fast rankings and what I call the red shirt speed round. I so totally planned that. So this red shirt is actually the same as this red shirt from a different episode. One of them is an alternate reality and one of them is not, but we're gonna go with the one we can see more of, which is not. What I would like you to see is, again, how Wesley likes to redefine what it means to have a Star Trek uniform by redesigning them himself. The shirt ends in a different place on him than it does on the other people. Here are two grown men wearing the Star Trek sweater pant set. It looks normal, it lays flat, it does everything. Here's Wesley. His version is all cropped. It comes up, his pants are high-waisted, like super high-waisted. His shirt has an extra puff to it. It comes in further up and you just get that little poofy crop look that he just seems to really like. You cannot tell me he did not do something, purposely wear his shirt a little different, because it happens in multiple episodes. This is a different episode and you can see how Geordi is wearing his shirt and you can see how Wesley is wearing his shirt, and you can see he's kind of getting more into that Starfleet uniform aspect, and he's not really leaning as far into his soft boy side and more into his Starfleet side, but it's still coming through in like little ways when it comes to how he wears his top. So for this specific version of the uniform, the way he wears it, flattery, I think it's a 9 out of 10. It's very flattering to him. It's a very flattering whole look and I like it a lot. Style design, I think it's like, you know, it's an 8 out of 10. It's a good design. I like the uniforms for a reason, so it's very strong. And would I wear it? Yeah, like I would totally wear this one. I probably will own that at some point in my life once I can get that down payment on a replica, or if someone wants to provide me with one. We're gonna make a brief cameo into what was his like goodbye episode. They were stranded on a planet. I just want to give like a little honorable mention to this version. His sun hat, because, you know, smarts, but I just like his tool belt of like strips of fabric that somehow hold this phaser and toothpick something in place. He has a holster on his hip. He has a holster, and yet he is putting his phaser in his pants like this. That is a choice, and he's living his macho man fantasies and taking that soft escape from being a soft boy to be like, I am Mad Max. We're not ranking this one. It's the same outfit. I just wanted to give you a cameo and just be like, live your dreams, kids. Live your dreams. Next, we have when he comes back in season 5 to just give a little hello, how you do? And I guess it's more the cadet uniform. It's flattering, it's svelte. There's not really a lot to say about it. It's pretty much the same as the other uniform, just full body black except for the shoulders. I think we see it again later in season 5, episode 19. And this one makes it look more like it's a unitard, which it might be. It's not the most flattering of unitards. It pulls in weird ways and it has like cargo pant pockets, which is a choice. This, I would give flattery, I would give like a 7 out of 10. Like, he looks fine in it, it just pulls in weird ways. Style and design, I think, again, a 7 out of 10 because it sits in a weird place. The pockets are a choice. It's not the best version of this design. I like the previous one a heck of a lot more. So would I wear this one? Nah, I'm a two-piece kind of gal. You can talk me into a unitard sometimes, but not often, and not when they want my waist to sit like 2 inches too low. I do love an outfit with pockets though. Like, I am that girl who's like, oh my god, it has pockets, because the pocket discourse rings true with me. There is a moment in some other episode where they're in an alternate reality hallucination of Worf's in season 7, episode 11. And since this is like the most brief cameo of an outfit, we're just gonna lump that into this red shirt roundup in a Spitfire yellow shirt. It looks fine. We can't see it, but it looks like it's pretty much the same as his other outfit, just in yellow, which is worse for me because because I look jaundiced. And so I'm gonna give it the same exact ranking and I still won't wear it. Actually, no, I'm gonna give flattery a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 style design, and no, I would not wear it because jaundice, and it's not his color either, so I don't think it's flattering. There you go. I think we need to go to date night. So he comes back in season 5, episode 6. In that, he goes on a date sort of with this other girl. I mean, there's a whole bunch else going on in the episode. That doesn't really matter, but this is his like date night outfit. And it's a Starfleet uniform in the sense that he put the pin on it so he could communicate with people, but it looks like it was his own sweater in like Starfleet grays. This is space thrifting queen Wesley Crusher coming back in full force. I don't think this is the most flattering outfit on him, but I like what it's trying to say. I like the fake shoulder pad angle. Shoulders are a big thing for Wesley. Like, I'm not sure if shoulders are where he holds his pain, where he holds his confidence. Like, you go tell them, Wesley, you're a shoulder boy and you don't need to worry about what other people think about that. What do we have to say about date night? Other than like, he probably could have done slightly better for dressing up on a date. I've seen some of the like high scale outfits they wear in the show. This is not cutting it for that. It looks soft. It looks really comfy. Otherwise, it's a little lackluster. It's doing the mixed patterns that Wesley really seems to lean into. Like, the cut is really weird around here. The square cut neck is really weird. And the pants, like, I could not find a screen capture that fully illustrated these pants. He wasn't wearing boots. It did not look like he was wearing full boots, but the pants like balloon around his upper leg and then at the knee taper down. That's what I expect if you shove pants into like knee length boots, but that's not what's going on here. I don't understand these pants and I wish I could show you, but it's really only in motion that you can truly see these pants. So go to season 5, episode 6 on Netflix and see what I mean about the weirdness of these pants. Flattery. Is it flattering? I'm gonna give it, I'll give it a very generous 6. It's not flattering to him, to me. Like, it doesn't do his neck justice. It doesn't do his shoulders justice. The fabric does not flatter his figure. Like, it's too thin. The parachute pants, like all of it, it's just really weird. Style and design, I'm also gonna give I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. Like, it's not the worst. It's not doing anything special. It is very Wesley Crusher. I just don't think that the real oomph of what we know Wesley is capable of is there. And then would I wear it? Sure, I would try this. I think it would be, again, around the house, and I don't really like the pants to wear. It looks super comfortable. I probably could rock those pants, whatever they actually look like and are. Yeah, I would wear this. Now we've come to his final episode, and this is like 2.5 different looks. So first things first, space thrifting Queen Wesley is in full force in all of this. So we have this first one where he first comes back. I get it. He is the ultimate jerk in this entire episode, and this episode in itself is kind of questionable, but that's not the discourse for today. We're just talking looks. This sweater combo, in this other image you can see just the sweater. The sweater itself is nothing interesting to write home about, though it does have that signature Wesley cap sleeve. It has a high neck, which I like, and the color is fine, but it's like a pretty lackluster sweater. The thing that is the big thing is the statement vest that he is wearing over this. Man, brings me back to the psychedelic 70s, I think. The 60s and the 70s, where you saw these big kind of patterns on everything. I do appreciate, you can kind of see in the side panel that it just does like a double shoulder look. Like, again, he likes his shoulder pieces. It is interesting. It is a varsity jacket neck with I've spent too much time by myself rest of it. This definitely is what you find at Space Goodwill. I think for this specific one, there's not a lot to say. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's not flattering for him. Flattering, I give it 5 out of 10. Like, I don't think it fits him really well. I don't think it does anything for his frame. He's really good with the low mock necks, but when you start to raise it up, it hits his chin in a really weird way, and I don't think it's the best for him. And the pattern, while at least it matches the shirt, it doesn't know what it wants to say. I don't know what this wants to say. So I give it, yeah, a 5 out of 10. Style and design, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10, I guess. It's trying. It's not that it doesn't match itself. It's just not a good match. So I give that a 4 out of 10. And would I wear this? No, I would not. By itself, the sweater is not that bad. Like, I would probably wear just the sweater. I guess he wears it by itself. Same rankings, except would wear just the sweater, but that vest has got to go. His second outfit is just that same thing, just done a little worse. He has like an oversized would-be Henley kind of shirt. I don't know what pattern this is going for. Like, it's not plaid, it's not checker, it's a plecker, a chad? It's a chad. This chad fabric is a no-go. no go at all. He's moving to a commune. Like, I get it, he leaves to do his own thing, which we've always wanted for our soft boy. I wish he would have taken his original fashion sense a little bit more and not gone this direction. This direction does not work for him. Yeah, I like this one even less than the first one. So flattery wise, I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10. I don't think it's flattering. I think it just makes him look wide and he's not wide. And I think just the way it sits just makes him look blocky, and we know that he knows how to accentuate himself, and it's not super flattering to me. Blocky's a choice. Billie Eilish, I support it. And she looks great, but she knows how to style that look. This is not styling that look. This is like not fully committing to the baggy look. I mean, he's going through a rough time in this episode. I think he's dressing like he's going through a rough time. 2 out of 10 design. I don't like this one at all. And I know I would not wear this. Would not wear it all. Holodeck Amy hopping in here for a second to show you a fake Wesley Crusher outfit. So there's an episode where he's being imagined by this other dude on the holodeck. Honestly, it's a look. It's a very like blink and you'll miss it moment in that episode. But for one thing, they give him super long hair, which is really weird on him. But two, they put him in this like old-fashioned musketeers kind of outfit. It's that time period. He's not one of the musketeers. His entire point in this episode is to be a sulky child eating pie. I just had to bring up this moment. I don't even know if it deserves its own ranking because it's not his style. He's being imagined and it's like such a brief cameo in that episode. But I had to mention Sad Pie Child. I like it. It's a costume. Like it's full on costume. Flattery wise, good. Like a 9 out of 10. Like it fits him. It looks good on him. If you just take away the fake wig is bad. Style wise, I think I give it like a 7. It's a choice. I think it fits the time period, but it's not my favorite time period of style. It just feels like a lot. Like I don't like that style. So I think I'm being disproportionately mean to it. And would I wear it? No. I would probably wear something from this time period, but this specific outfit, no. And now back to our regularly scheduled Wesley Crusher outfits. Star Trek Nemesis. Now I couldn't find a place to screen cap it, so I only have what I could find on the internet of this outfit because life and timing, man. Life and timing, which honestly says a lot about Star Trek Nemesis too. So in Star Trek Nemesis, spoiler alert, I guess, we get the marriage of Riker and Troy, and so we have a wedding, and everyone pretty much wears the same thing, so I'm not gonna spend a heck of a lot of the time talking about this wedding, though it's a very military wedding with the outfits that all the dudes wear. But yes, Wesley at this wedding. He's not in a lot of it, but the outfit's nice. The suit flatters him, the other part flatters him. Again, it's like it's a uniform, so it doesn't do that much to like show his space thrifting abilities. We're gonna rank it anyway because it is an outfit that he wears and it wouldn't be complete if we didn't use it. For this outfit, because it's a uniform, we're gonna give it, I give it an 8 out of 10 flattery wise. It's flattering, it's just uniform, and so it does what it needs to do, but it's not like the best most. When it comes to style and design, I give it an 8 out of 10. It's well put together. It's very groomsman, as most of this is, and also bridesmaid, because his mother wears the same outfit with cute twinning. Honestly, this whole family photo setup is to die for, and Whoopi Goldberg is still my love. I adore her. I love her. Iconic. Would I wear this? No. It's a bit too uniform for me. It's not for me, but it's fine. What else can you say about a wedding outfit? Am I right? Well, there you have it. I have scored every single one of the Wesley Crusher outfits, and this is our final ranking order. Ooh, did you expect this? I don't know if I expected this. Oh my gosh, that's the #1 spot? What? Who knew? Oh my god, so cool. Wow, woo, hey, woo, it's amazing. I can't believe it. I'm so surprised. You weren't supposed to come back to me. I was supposed to just be making like the sound so you could show the graphic. You tricked me. Yes, you know the winner. I currently do not know the winner, but it's on screen right now. Oh my gosh, this is the winner. This is what I would like to rank as the #1 Wesley Crusher outfit. Sorry to this one, which got ranked the worst, but your shining beacon of Wesley Crusher iconography is this. I hope you had fun. This was a very different type of video for me, but I had a lot of fun and I just really wanted to make it. If you would like to see more of this kind of video, please let me know in the comments and let me know who else outfits I should rank. This just puts together my favorite things, which is like costuming and also all the shows that I can't get enough of. I hope that if Wil Wheaton ever comes across this video, that he knows that I adore him and all the work that he's done since Star Trek, and none of my opinions on this are my opinions on Wil Wheaton. I think he's fun. I love tabletop. It got me back into gaming, and I fully appreciate everything that he's done since. And I fully appreciate The Next Generation for what it did for the evolution of the Star Trek franchise. Leave me in my little nerd love and my bridesmaid's dress that I never wore. Honestly, I just like to share my love of Star Trek with people. If you haven't, I have an episode of my podcast called Talk Nerdy to Me Baby where we argue Star Wars versus Star Trek, and I really think I did a good job fighting the fight for Star Trek. And make sure to subscribe so you can find out what the heck we do on this channel, because I don't know. And as always, I have been Amy, you have been wonderful, and I will see you in my next video. Stay magic. Bye! Honestly, what would happen if I went on like a Zoom call just fully decked out in a bridesmaid's outfit? Would anyone care? Would anyone notice? Would they just be like, yeah, that's Amy, that's what happens? Honestly, I think it's that.